الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له إنه تعالى جل عن الشبيه والمثيل والند والنظير. ثم نشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا ونبينا وحبيبنا محمدًا عبده ورسوله صفيه وخليله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. صدق الله العظيم. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we begin as always by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and understanding and acknowledging that He is our Master and our Creator. And we begin by sending blessings and salutations upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his companions and his followers until the end of times. Whenever we get a wedding invitation in the mail, one of the first things we do is we open it up and we look at the date, right? We say, and this is a custom that we have, is that many times that we will get a wedding invitation in the mail, and the date will be 6 months later, or 7 months later, or 5 months later, because the preparation for that wedding is so much. There's so much work that needs to be involved that people have to start preparing, 6 months in advance, right? And if you ask a family that their daughter or their son is getting married, you ask a father or mother whose child is getting married, they're going to start talking about it 2 years in advance. Right? 2 years from before, they're going to start preparing. And mentally, they've already prepared what type of, the mother will prepare what type of clothes my daughter is going to wear, and what type of hall it's going to have, what the color scheme is going to be, and everything. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is when we become excited about our weddings, and we should be, right? A person gets married, it's once in a lifetime, event for them. Right? We become passionate, become excited for our weddings. We have to have that same type of excitement, the way the Sahaba did about Ramadan. Right? If you study the lives of the Sahaba, right? There's one narration I want to highlight to you today. The Sahaba would say that after the month of Ramadan was over, we would make dua to Allah, Rabbana taqabbal minna Ramadanana. Right? Oh Allah, accept our Ramadan from us. For 6 months we used to make this dua, oh Allah, accept our Ramadan from us. And by the way, if you study the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, this is a prophetic tradition that you always make dua for acceptance of an act after you do the act, right? So at the end of a dua, you will always hear the words from the Imam, رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. After the salah, you'll make dua, oh Allah, accept our prayer from us. So a concept of prophetic tradition, right? One of the sunnahs that we have is that whenever you do any action, afterwards you say, oh Allah, accept that action from me, right? That shows, number one, your humility. It shows that you understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If He wants to accept it, He can accept it. If He wants to leave it, He can leave it, right? It is Allah's choice whether He wants to accept our ibadah or not. Because truth be told, right, our ibadah is full of faults, right? It's not the perfect type of ibadah. It's not the perfect type of worship. And so we have this lesson that we learned from the Prophet ﷺ and the companions. They would say that for 6 months after Ramadan, we would keep on making dua, oh Allah, accept that Ramadan from us. Allah, accept that Ramadan from us. Oh Allah, accept that Ramadan from us. And then afterwards, he would start making dua, oh Allah, ballighna Ramadan. Right? Allahumma ballighna Ramadan. Allah, ballighna Ramadan. So for 6 months, they would make dua, oh Allah, accept the previous Ramadan. And after 6 months, when there was 6 months left or 5 months left for Ramadan, they would start making dua, oh Allah, let us get Ramadan again for the next year. Oh Allah, let us get Ramadan again for the next year. And their attitude was an attitude of helplessness, right? That, oh Allah, we need this Ramadan. Without this Ramadan, we're going to be doomed. For us, when we make this dua, oh Allah, let us get Ramadan, we make it with a sad face and a boring voice, right? Like it's a burden upon us. But the Sahaba, when they would make this dua, it would be with passion, right? It would be with excitement. Oh Allah, we need that Ramadan, right? For us, we also, all of us here, we need this Ramadan as well, right? And Ibn Ata'Allah, he says, in one of the famous Muslim Sufi scholars, right? He says, if you were to take a bag of gold and put it in the middle of the farm, not a single cow would run toward it. Not a single cow would run toward it. But if you were to take a bag of grass and put it in the middle of the farm, you'll have cows running toward it immediately. Why? Because they only run toward that which they are excited about. And if you flip it and you do the same exact scenario in the masjid, right? You put a bag of grass outside the masjid, right? You say free to take. Anyone who wants to take it, take it. At the end of Jummah, it's going to be the same amount of grass, right? Some people might smell it and see if they can smoke it, right? First, and then they'll go and try to take it. But otherwise, if they know it's regular grass, they're just going to leave it. You're going to end up with the same amount of grass as before. But if you leave a bag of gold outside and you say free to take, before the Jummah Salah starts, the first person's going to take all of it. Why? Because it's valuable to them, right? And the lesson that we learned from this is that we are excited about things that we value. We are excited about things that we value. We need to value Ramadan, be excited about the month of Ramadan, right? We have passion for Ramadan when we make our dua for Ramadan, and when we make the dua in Ramadan. we have to have excitement in our dua. We need to have hunger in our dua, passion in our dua, thirst in our dua. We need to make our dua needs to have a sense of urgency from Allah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Oh Allah, I need this Ramadan. Oh Allah, Ramadan is the time for me to break my bad habits. Right? Ramadan is the time for me to break my bad habits. I need this Ramadan. I have a bad habit of yelling at my spouse. Oh Allah, I have a bad habit of doing this. I have a bad habit of backbiting. I have a bad habit of gossiping. Ramadan is that time where I can break that habit. Oh Allah, I need this Ramadan. Oh Allah, I need this time. I need the shayateen to be shackled. I need the devils to be shackled. I need extra reward. I need this motivation for me, right? And Ramadan, by the way, is a month of immense blessing. It is a month of greatness. It is a month of impossible. Right? When you talk about Ramadan, the way we describe Ramadan is a month where amazing happens, where impossible happens. You see those NBA commercials, right? Where amazing happens, the playoffs, where amazing happens, where greatness happens, where the impossible happens, right? American Express has that same commercial going on right now. Right? But that's what Ramadan is. Ramadan is a month where unbelievable things happen. If you study Muslim history, all of the major landmarks, all of the major victories in Islam happen in the month of Ramadan. You can name it, all of them happen in the month of Ramadan, right? The battle of Badr happened in the month of Ramadan. Muslims were down 3-1. They were outnumbered 3-1, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that impossible happen. They came back from that, right? And they achieved victory in the battle of Badr. Right? If you talk about, the battle of Hattin, what is the battle of Hattin? The battle which Salahuddin Ayyubi rahimahullah, he conquered Masjid al-Aqsa. Again, he took back Jerusalem from the Crusaders. It happened on the 25th of Ramadan, 1087, 4th of July, corresponding to 4th of July. We have the battle of Ain Jalut, where the Mamluks overtook the Mongols. That happened in Ramadan. We have the battle in which the conquest into Andalusia happened by Talib Ziyad in the month of Ramadan. Right? We have the battle of Ma'rikata Ain al-Shams, the battle of Alexandria, right? During the time of Umar al-Khattab. The biggest city in Egypt at that time was Alexandria. And Sahaba were putting it on siege for months and months and months. And it fell in the month of Ramadan. Right? We have the battle of Qadisiyah, which was the battle to the gateway of Iran. All of Persia, all of Iran was conquered because of one battle, the battle of Qadisiyah. It happened on the 1st of Ramadan. Right? Every major landmark, every major victory happens in the month of Ramadan. Not a physical victory as well, but our spiritual victory also happens in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan is a time where we break our bad habits. Ramadan is a time where we have drinking problems, or alcohol problems, or any type of problems. We break those habits in the month of Ramadan. Sometimes we have habits which may not be haram, but they're still bad habits. We become addicted to coffee, or addicted to chai, right? And tea. And we have to break those habits. By the way, I gave this khutbah at the beginning of the year, right? We talk about breaking bad habits and establishing good habits. What happens when you do something over and over and over again every single day? If you keep on doing it, what's going to happen? The neurological pathways in your brain become stronger and stronger, right? And it becomes like second nature for you. So you become on autopilot. So you start your salah and you say Allahu Akbar, and then you finish your salah and you make the dua and you're on autopilot the whole time. Right? You're thinking about your fantasy football team and everything else that in the world happens in your salah. All of your thoughts happen in your salah. This is what happens. We become an autopilot. When you drive to work, right, the very first day you drive to work, you have the GPS on, you're tended to, on the steering wheel, you're making sure you're paying attention to every single turn and everything. After a year, you drive there in your sleep. You wake up on a Sunday morning, you want to take your son to the store to buy a gift, and you start driving towards work, right? It happens. College students, you probably should start driving toward, the school, right, on Sunday morning, because your neurological pathways become stronger and stronger, and it becomes a habit for you, and you start doing things without thinking about it, right? Ramadan is that time to break that habit, right? Even our salah becomes habitual for all of us, right? We pray our salah, it becomes habitual. Ramadan is a time to break the habitual and bring your consciousness back to it, right? What is the purpose of fasting? Is that we achieve taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Very famous verse, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, right? That fasting has been made mandatory upon you, so you can achieve taqwa. You can achieve the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout your day. When you are fasting, right? When you pick up the glass of water, all of a sudden you think, I'm fasting, right? Everything that you're doing throughout the day, you're thinking, oh, I'm fasting. Right? Every time you see food, you see a picture of some food on the TV, or you see a picture of the food, on a magazine, or you're driving by somewhere on a billboard, you see some food, all of a sudden you think about that you're fasting, right? Well, fasting itself brings you more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, makes you think about what you're doing, right? It makes your intention to the forefront. This is what it does, right? Fasting brings your intention to the forefront. That's why we have Ramadan. So we can get rid of those habitual ibadahs, right? Go from aada to ibadah, right? Go from the habit to the worship. And that happens with the presence of the intention in our mind, right? Everything that we do should be with intention. Sometimes we pray and we're not, completely, spiritually, we're not, in the right frame of mind. Our mind wanders. We don't have that same connection. But Ramadan is a time to establish that connection again. Ramadan is a time to build good habits and break bad habits. On the day of Eid comes, right, when you wake up, first thing, automatically, you're not going to want to have breakfast. Because in your mind, you're conscious. And every time you take food on the day of Eid, right, you go and you drink some water on the day of Eid, or you go and get some snack on the day of Eid, the first thing you're going to say, oh, am I fasting or not? Oh, it's Eid. Then you'll go and take it. Because you get into the habit of thinking about your fast throughout the day. You get in the habit of thinking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the day. That's what Ramadan is for, right? Ramadan is where our amazing happens. Ramadan is where our greatness happens. All of us here, we can improve one way or the other, right? I have my personal goal. I have two goals in Ramadan, right? Number one is to build better family relationships, right? But build better family relationships, meaning that I want to be, make sure that my fast doesn't get the best of me, and I will not yell at any of my daughters. I will not, scold any of my kids. I will not scold my wife. I will not do any of that, right? I will be extra respectful to my parents. This is my personal goal. I want to break that bad habit. When a person becomes grumpy and they snap at others, I want to break that. That's for me. And my second goal personally is to build a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I make dua public, right? Whenever we do Ramadan, we have dua out loud. In the Tarawih prayer and after Tarawih prayer and Tahajjud prayer as well. But I want to make personal dua for myself. I want to go home, spend an hour or two by myself and make my dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by myself. These are my personal goals in Ramadan, right? If you want to take them, take them. But if you want to build your own goals, build your own goals, right? Some people, what they'll do is they'll just rearrange their day in the month of Ramadan, right? They'll sleep more in the afternoon, or they'll eat a larger breakfast and a larger dinner, right? Ramadan is where greatness happens. Ramadan is where amazing happens, right? We can survive on 4 hours of sleep throughout the whole month. I can guarantee you that, right? With extra hours on the weekends. We can go by eating normal meals, we can still go the whole day and fast and not feel the effects of it. Ramadan is where amazing happens. We can push our bodies to the absolute limit. We can do it, right? These Sahaba would spend the whole night in ibadah. The Prophet ﷺ would spend the whole night in ibadah. He would make dua all night, and then he would wake up. After Fajr prayer, he went into the battle of Badr. And the Sahaba fought in the battle of Badr while they were fasting. Right? They didn't say, oh, you know what, today's a fasting day, today we're fighting in the battle, maybe work is a little bit extra harder today. Let's not fast today. They didn't make those excuses. All of the battles that happened in the month of Ramadan that I mentioned earlier, all of them happened while the people who were fighting were fasting at that time, right? They didn't make excuses. If they can go throughout the whole day in the heat, right, in physical, engaging in warfare, right? Who are we when we have to sit at a desk for like a couple of hours throughout the day and say, oh, we can't rest because we're too tired. We get to push our bodies to the absolute limits. This is what Ramadan is about. Ramadan is making sure we are the greatest that we can be physically, spiritually, and we break all our bad habits and we establish all of our good habits. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من صلى علي واحدة صلى الله عليه بها عشرة. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. اللهم بلغنا رمضان. Oh Allah, allow us to reach Ramadan. Oh Allah, allow us to utilize this month effectively, efficiently. Oh Allah, allow us to break all of our bad habits in the month of Ramadan. Allow us to push ourselves so we do extra ibadah in the month of Ramadan. Oh Allah, allow us to build good habits during this month of Ramadan. Oh Allah, accept this month's fasting from us and all of the ibadah that we do in this month. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to make a few important announcements, and so please listen to it carefully. Firstly, Ramadan is going to start on Monday, the 6th. The first Tarawih prayer is on Sunday evening. Also, tomorrow we're organizing a masjid cleanup, and we are looking for any volunteers that can come in and work with Brother Abdul Rahim and others to both clean inside, but more importantly outside the masjid. So we're looking for about 20 volunteers to show up here at Zohar time tomorrow, inshallah. 1:30 tomorrow. The most important thing I want to talk about is the security of the masjid. As you've been reading all over the country, there have been attacks at religious organizations, and we want to be extra careful during the month of Ramadan. So this is a request for all brothers and all sisters to be extra vigilant during the month of Ramadan. You will also find that the masjid door will be locked when you come for Isha. And please come on time. If you come on time, you'll be coming in with the rest of the people. We'll start Isha. If you are late for whatever reason, you'll have to ring the bell and then wait for somebody to open the masjid. We cannot afford to have the masjid open and allow anybody to come into the masjid and do harm. So that is really important. If you're going to bring a bag or a backpack of some kind, please be assured that it will be searched. With that, I again ask you, if you see something that is unusual, that shouldn't be happening around the masjid, in the masjid, please raise your voice. Please bring it to the attention of one of the executive committee members or the imam. Also, during the iftar, during the month of Ramadan, we have an iftar here in the masjid. As always, we're looking for sponsors to sponsor an iftar. There is a link on the website that you can go to, or you can call Sister Sadia at the telephone number that's been given and tell her what particular iftar you want to sponsor. All the rest of the programs for Ramadan are mentioned on the monitor downstairs. They're also on the link that has been sent to you. Please look at it, read it carefully. If you have any questions, please come back to one of us. Thank you.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استقيموا واعتدلوا. Please straighten the rows. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.